Hello, I'm a PX Toycat, and there's something I'm a little embarrassed to admit that I only really learned for the first time today, and that is the fact that if you have a doorway and you have lots of redstone activated blocks next to it, activating the doorway doesn't activate any of those blocks. And this can of course be used to make the most anxiety-inducing doorway in the world. This is something I actually saw from Spinosaurus encrypted on Reddit, but it's something I looked at and thought, you know what, if you can induce this much anxiety just with a doorway, what if we could do this with an entire house, an entire Minecraft base even? What if we turn the anxiety house into an entire anxiety Minecraft base that makes people uncomfortable just to look at? And that's what today's video is going to be entirely dedicated towards, making the most anxiety inducing base that Minecraft can allow, and I hope you do all enjoy this. So let's start by turning this doorway into an actual house, shall we? We need to have some reason for you to go behind that door, and I guess we're going to start with the most logical one, a couple of rooms with actual reasons to be inside of them. So we're starting with our main kind of base room, where we've got our crafting table, of course, our furnace, of course, and then we've got 3 chests right here, and it's a very good idea to use these chests, as you can obviously work out. It's a great idea to open these ones right here with all of the diamonds in, and then we've got the chest we're going to be using for the most part, this one right here, where we'll store all the valuable things that we might collect in our Minecraft world. And on the other side here, we're going to have our nice little red bed to match the decor of the place. And of course, we're going to surround it by buttons just to make sure you get really good at accurately pressing on the bed. Again, you need to train yourself somehow, and having buttons surrounding your bed is a great way to ensure that you do in fact right click or left trigger the bed and not one of these buttons instead. Again, it's really easy to be sloppy. By surrounding the bed, you make it a lot easier to make real intentional decisions right here, which is all you want in the world, right? Yep, this is wonderful right here. However, it wouldn't be much of a Minecraft base if it only had one room, so we're going to have 2 doorways to the next one. One of these is going to very clearly tempt you to use one of these levers to open it. I mean, come on, you can do that if you really want to. Or there's going to be the more optional doorway over here, which actually, I've got a better idea than using this. Let's hide it behind a painting so that this is even more tempting. Anyway, so then here is going to be my back room. So this back room is where I'm obviously going to have access to my ladder. As you can see, this is a useful thing so you can get a good viewpoint from your house. Make sure that it's safe out there, no one's coming to raid you. So it's really important to make it so that there's a good ladder jump involved. So just like this, you can get up to the little bell tower where you can see in all directions if you're entirely safe. However, there's one problem with having a room which is entirely enclosed like this one right here. Oh god, this is nerve-wracking for me even right now. There's one problem with having a thing even like this right here. You know, I think it's just better to leave the house every time you want to and then come back in from the front. That was very close. But yeah, one of the things you might notice about this house is it doesn't get very much natural light. Sadly, the red block I've chosen to decorate it with sadly just doesn't let much light in, so I have a good solution to this planned. Because there's a really dark corner in this side of the room, you know how we could let some really good natural light in? Via an end crystal, of course. However, end crystals don't really provide the light we're looking for. They provide a visual stimuli to look at, but they're not really lighting up the rest of the room as well as we like. Which is why we're using the never-ending flame of Netherrack instead. I think this is a much more secure thing to do, and as you can see, everything just looks much more calm and cozy, and you know, it feels like a nicer place you'd like to live in my opinion. And now we have ourselves an absolutely wonderful Minecraft base. It looks great, doesn't it? But I feel like there's some improvements we could make. I mean, I really feel like these end crystals add that complexity it really needs on the outside, so let's show off one of our proudest accomplishments with our doorway alone by having 5 end crystals kind of float above it. I also feel like, you know, just to kind of focal the house out correctly, we should also have one up there. Again, nice little balance in my opinion, just to let people know that we mean business with these end crystals. Also, you know, in the garden as well, having a roses everyone can get. They're very easy, you just bone meal the ground. Getting end crystals, much harder. So our garden is also going to consist of a couple of end crystals here and there, you know? Who doesn't have this somewhere? Also, I can't help but feel like the house is very one-dimensionally balanced. You know, this tower really takes up the left half most of the thing, so I feel like on the other end what we should end up doing is some form of, like, miniature prison almost. Obviously put an end crystal on the top just to add to that balance of the house, and then we should fill this with a pet because, you know, every Minecraft house needs a pet, and although this one probably can't have chickens as pets anytime too soon, that was so close, but this one can't have chickens as pets anytime too soon, what it can have is Minecraft's most lovable animal, of course, the one that just wants to give you a hug, because sometimes you come home and you just want to experience, you know, that hugging attitude from your good pals, you know, the green man, the creeper himself, and I feel like having a bunch of those stored here would really help out our case. Also, I feel like my lighting strategy for the inside of the house might need to be expanded to the outside as well, because sometimes you get home late and you need to stop mobs spawning, because Minecraft's a really dangerous game. You don't want chickens spawning nearby, or you don't want zombies spawning nearby. You've got to prevent that at all costs, and I feel like the best way to do that is probably to make sure that there's some form of source of fire. And given that we have this forest, we don't really need near our house anyway. See, now doesn't that look much better? It's a natural source of lighting, it's mood lighting, and it really adds to the effect of this house, in my opinion. It really makes it much clearer that this is a safe place to be. You're not going to see any chickens nearby because they're going to be cooked alive. You know, all the threats are going to be vanquished by, you know, the trees, which of course guide us home. Because, you know, you can see this from anywhere else in your Minecraft world. That's right, you kind of lost about where your house is, and then you realize, oh no, it's just over there with the burning trees. It's a really useful thing that, you know, although those trees might eventually burn down, okay, no, they haven't burned me over yet, but even though the trees might eventually burn down and cause problems, it's mostly going to be fine. I mean, like, trees naturally burn, right? That is a well-known fact. They need to burn on a certain regularity. This is something I know about climate change that is true. You need to have just a certain amount of, tree burning, or it's dangerous, really. So it's good to see these fires slowly expanding across the trees. That's a good sign, in my opinion. Nothing is going wrong here in the slightest. Isn't there something beautiful about watching the world burn slowly? I think there is. So even though I feel pretty safe about this house, I feel like the one big fatal flaw that I've already vaguely mentioned is that it is directly here on the ground, you know? It's really visible for everyone to see, anyone to come over to and look at, which is a big problem. You want your house to be pretty well hidden, or at least hard to access, and that's why we're going to take this exact same build, and we're going to put it in the sky. Okay, so we've recreated the exact same house, except this time you better believe it's 150 blocks in the sky, because you know what? I think that's the big improvement you can make to any house. Also, the island that we've decided to build it on is surrounded by TNT, just for the purposes, if nothing else. But you know, like, it's just important to make sure that your island is surrounded with the block of your house. It really gives ownership to the island and make sure that no one can be confused. Also, just for a fun little additional step, I decided, you know what? Rather than having creepers, they're not cute enough. They don't want to hug you as much as these blue creepers do. You know, who knows what the blue means for sure. Must mean good things, right? Must mean the hugs are that much more powerful, that much more charged, you could say, with explosions. But yeah, so this is a, you know, a slight improvement to the house, I'd say. And we're much more isolated, which, as you all know, it keeps us much safer. And I was thinking to myself, like, sure, yeah, this is nice, this is wonderful. You know, this is a house that makes me feel really safe and has no anxiety causes for me whatsoever. But I was also thinking, like, to get to and from this island, you need a way to do that. You can't just rely on the spawning and despawning, and that's why I figured it'd be a great... That's why I figured it would be a great idea to use these instead. They're going to be these mostly damaged anvils, the very damaged anvils. We're going to be using these, you know, floating in midair, just to remind people that, you know what, it's safe up here, and all you have to do is a few tricky jumps to get to and from it. Oh, and the game has generally just started a thunderstorm, it seems, which really adds to this effect too. I mean, having a nice, safe staircase, again, built out very stable, very much not destined to fall blocks. This is wonderful by itself. In case you're curious how we do it, we put string below it. But I feel like having a nice rain or thunderstorm can really add to the house atmosphere as well. When you hear the rain fall and the distant thunder sounds in Minecraft, it's a really good reminder that you're safe and everything's okay. In the real world, thunder sounds are a great way to get to sleep, and the same is definitely true for Minecraft right here. So I'm glad that we can experience this together. Yeah, whenever you hear a thunder noise like that one right there, it's a good reminder of just how wonderful, safe you are when you're inside your house. And yeah, actually, should we go in there again now? I feel like that's a great idea. It's definitely very, very easy with a jump like this one. See, this is why it's so fun. Also, I fell on the pressure plate of the house down below. I don't know how it happened, but a charge creeper managed to get down here. Better take him out while it's still safe. This is a very safe way to do it. Always recommend using the flame bow, because animals die faster when they're set on fire as well. Pro tip with Toy Cat. So now that we've invented the perfect Minecraft house, how about I give you a little bit of a showing around it. So yeah, this is my walkway, as you can see, perfectly easy to navigate, very, very reassuring. Then we've got the entranceway, which is, again, it looks kind of worrying. There's a lot of pressure plates, but the pressure plates are all there for decoration. The one you need to press is this one right here. Then you get inside the main room. You might want to go in the diamond chest or the emerald chest, but I'm going to recommend just going in the gravel chest for now. Pick yourself out some of the best ingredients we have, just in case it is a little dark and you want to light things up. You you can of course do that. Also, we've got our bed over here, gonna be wonderful in a second, after I've shown off the back room, which, you know, once you clear off any dangerous mobs is a wonderful place. We've then got the bell tower up there, and again, actually, you know what? It's raining and it's thundering outside. Let's go to sleep, shall we? And, oh, there's monsters nearby. Oh, there's always monsters in the roof, so you can never sleep in this house. Oh, that's beautiful. That's perfect. I'm glad we did it that way, because who needs to sleep when you've got views like this you can enjoy? I mean, that right there, that is the face of someone who is enjoying themselves. And that is what I am doing in this house. Let's jump over here, and let's show you that you can in fact get out of this house. You can't leave through the front door, of course. That would be silly. But you can in fact get out. You've just got to do a full cycle. So, yeah, actually, I think daytime is coming, funnily enough. It seems like it is. So yeah, with that said, just remember, a day is always dawning. Oh man, I don't like slowly creeping towards these pressure plates. Just remember, a new day is always dawning in Minecraft, and although a house might look scary, it really isn't. Although the point of this video was that, you know what, even a house that looks scary is actually more scary than you think because of all the things going wrong with it. I want to quickly give another quick shout out to the original poster that inspired this. I was just crawling through Reddit one evening and I found Spinosaurus's Encrypted's post. I really enjoyed it and just figured like, we have to do this but inside Minecraft. The anxiety house is just too perfect not to have, and I'm glad we could iterate on that. But again, very, very cool idea for him to come up with in the first place. I hope you all enjoyed seeing it on this channel. I hope it didn't give you any real anxiety. And if it did, just remember, here's Jesus flying off into the sunset, ignoring us all because we build things like this in Minecraft. But no, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope it was, if nothing else, maybe it was a guide on how not to build, or maybe you want to build this in your friend's world just to really get them on edge right there. Because again, there's so many tiny things you can do to make this even better. Personally, I like the idea of covering the house in levers and these pressure plates, just so everyone's thinking about all the possible different things that could go wrong. I think there's a lot of beauty you can do with a house design like this, and again, if you want to make one, I'd love to see them too, because there's just something perfect about annoying people with your very Minecraft house itself. It's something I can do in, regular Minecraft quite successfully, but you know what, this is taking things to the next level, and I hope it's something you all enjoyed seeing. I hope this is maybe inspirational, or maybe the opposite, or maybe you just got some anxiety inside of you, and you're not, that wasn't even misleading. The title said it was going to happen. You can't even be mad, probably, question mark. Anyway, yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed it some amount, because I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Oh, also, wait, real quick. Can you subscribe to the channel? I haven't asked for subscribers for a very long time, and there's no real reason to, beyond just like, hey, I would like that number to be slightly higher. So would you like to make the ego number on YouTube slightly higher? Subscribe, maybe turn on notifications. Okay, that's my message over with. Thank you for watching, goodbye. Hello, I'm a PX Toy Cat, and I learned. Oh god, no. This means that you can make, if you want to, the most anxiety-inducing doorway, because walking a tiny bit too far to the left, the right, or that will activate an explosion. Yeah, this is another mistake. I'm just kidding. Of course, we don't get much natural light from the end crystal, but what we can do is we can place ourselves a piece of netherrack over here, light it on fire, and then we can leave that be, which I think is a wonderful idea.
A few moments later.
Oh, dude, no, it's not. What? The house? The one I was... What just happened to it? Oh shit, my food. I got so sidetracked in making this house that my food burnt, because I was meant to be in there for 20 minutes, and I've been recording for just under an hour. So, oops. Gonna eat the most burnt bacon in the world right now.